My landlord mocked me for being too broke, so I bought the building he lives in. I've lived in cheap apartments my whole life, the kind where the walls are thin and the radiators rattle like old ghosts. So when I moved into this building, I didn't expect luxury, just stability. But what I didn't expect was my landlord, Richard. From day one, he acted like renting to me was a favor he planned to regret. He'd say things like, make sure you pay on time this month, even though I always did. Or, these units aren't charity housing. When I asked about a broken heater, it stung because he didn't know anything about me. Didn't know I worked 2 jobs. Didn't know I budgeted every cent. Didn't know I grew up watching my mom stretch bills like elastic. He just saw a young woman with a secondhand couch and assumed struggling. One afternoon, I went to ask about a leak in my ceiling. Before I could finish explaining, he laughed and said, you're always complaining. Maybe pick a place you can actually afford. I stood there drenched in dirty ceiling water, feeling small and stupid. I walked back to my apartment and cried. Not because of the leak, because of the way he said, afford. Like poverty was a personality flaw. The thing he didn't know? My second job was my startup. I'd been building it quietly for 3 years, coding at night, taking calls on lunch breaks, meeting investors in coffee shops instead of boardrooms. And last year, it took off. Like actually took off. The kind of takeoff where you refresh your bank app 3 times because you don't believe the numbers. But I didn't move out. Not yet. Because something in me wanted closure, not escape. Then last month, something wild happened. The building went up for sale. The entire property, Richard's apartment included. He started bragging in the lobby about how he'd buy it himself and replace tenants who didn't fit the building standards. I wasn't planning revenge, but hearing him say that with my mailbox behind him dripping from unsolved leaks, yeah, something clicked. I contacted a real estate firm that had worked with my startup, ran the numbers, made an offer quietly through another company name. Last week, Richard got the news that his offer wasn't accepted. The building had been bought. He stormed outside, complaining loudly about stupid investors ruining the market. The next morning, he held a meeting with tenants to introduce the new owner. He stood there, smug and irritated, waiting. I walked in. The look on his face, confusion, disbelief, annoyance, all tangled into one beautifully messy expression. He forced a smile. You're a little early. This meeting is for the owner. I know, I said. I am. Silence. Someone coughed. Richard blinked like his brain had crashed. You bought the building? He asked, voice barely above a whisper. I nodded. Through my company. Effective today. He swallowed hard. So what happens now? I stared at the ceiling, the same spot that had once dripped on me, and said, well, for starters, we're fixing the leaks. Everyone deserves decent living conditions. He looked relieved for half a second. Then I added, oh, and you'll no longer be managing the property. We're hiring real professionals. His face collapsed. He didn't argue, didn't shout, just nodded slowly, like he finally understood the difference between money and decency. People ask if firing him felt petty. Honestly, it felt fair. He taught me something without realizing it. Power doesn't come from bank statements. It comes from how you treat people when you think they have none. And now every time I walk into my building, I feel something he never had.